Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sports fans of all ages, Columbia River High School welcomes you to Kick and Ball as they do battle on the gridiron against the Ridgefield Sputter. And now at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as the Columbia River Marching Band honors America with the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Kickens Bowl in Vancouver, Washington, where we have a battle between the Ridgefield Sputters and the Columbia River Rapids. My name is Dan Tilkin. I normally work for Coin TV and I anchor the 4 o'clock news. I will be your play-by-play man, and joining me to my right here is the one and only Matt Ellerding, former improv actor turned mortgage man.
Pressure's on.
The pressure's on, so if we need a little improv, Matt will be your guy.
I also do interpretive dance.
Interpretive dance. We may need to do that if there's a rain delay.
Whatever it takes.
The weather is looking wonderful tonight for this clash between the undefeated Ridgefield Sputters, who will receive the ball. They are 6-0. They are ranked number 2 in state, against Columbia River, who will be kicking off tonight. Columbia River's record overall is 2-4. They are 2-2 in league, and they would like nothing better than to upset the number 2 team in the state of Washington in 2A. So as Ridgefield gets out there ready to receive, and Columbia River gets ready to kick off, I'd love to see some trickery right off the bat here, wouldn't you, Matt?
Onside kick, first thing.
Onside kick, first
right
thing.
out of the gate.
Would be absolutely fabulous. The crowd fired up. This year there's construction on the visitor side of the field, so both sides, both fan bases are on the same side of the Kickers Bowl. Here we go for the kickoff. Short kick to the 20.
Oh, nice tackle.
That's
Beautiful
taken by
tackle.
number 33, Davis Pankow. He is a workhorse for this Ridgefield team. He carries the ball a lot. So it'll be taking over, what is that, Matt, on the...
Looks like about the 35.
35-yard line.
Give or take. About 34.
34-yard line.
Yeah.
All right, leading the offense out for Ridgefield, number 14, Logan de Beaumont. He's just a sophomore. And they run the spread offense here with a single back. First play of the game on offense. It is a zone read. Were you able to get the number on there? I couldn't.
I was, yeah. I gotta put my glasses
Is that number
on.
33 again? That looks like Davis Pankow. Short gain, about a 3-4 yard gain there. We'll go to second down there. Yes, that was number 33, Davis Pankow. The 5'11", 171-pound senior. So Ridgefield will take the ball here on the 37-38. Another zone read. That's number 33 again on the left side there. He will pick up a first down. I do not see any flags.
First down, Sputters.
All right. So that is the first down picked up by Ridgefield here. Let's see if Columbia River makes any adjustments. They're doing this zone read. We have yet to throw the ball. I know that Ridgefield throws the ball a little bit more than
Now, you talked to the coach. Did he say that they were a heavy passing offense? Or?
He said they're about 55% pass.
Okay.
To
So that's
run.
a pretty,
a little flea flicker. A little trickery there.
Oh.
Pass is incomplete. Broken up. There is a flag on the play. They're going to call PI on that. The intended receiver, number 15.
Boy, I don't know.
Reese. Michael, forgive me the pronunciations. Just starting to learn the name of this team here.
That's a tough call. What
do you think? You think it was a bad call?
I missed the replay, but I'm not going to call out the refs. Not in the first quarter.
Pass interference, defense. Of course, in high school, they don't tell us the number.
No,
but we can guess it. So. 15.
Now, forgive my ignorance, but is it a spot foul or is it
15 yards in
15 yards,
high school, just
regardless.
Like
okay,
not like the NFL. It's not like throwing up to DK Metcalf and it's hoping he gets. Yeah. So that is so far Ridgefield's longest offensive play of this very early game. They take the ball over at the 39-yard line in their spread offense here. Another handoff right up the middle.
Nothing doing.
Columbia River sniffs that out right away. That is number 57 right there in the middle.
Now,
Diego Carrion.
How deep
5'11",
into
230.
How deep into the season are they? I mean, you said Ridgefield's what, 6-0?
6-0. They only have 3 league games left here.
And how many total games do these guys play?
That's about 9 there. So we got a pass in the flat to number 87, tight end.
Nice hit.
Look at that. We have another flags everywhere. Number 87 for Ridgefield, Matt Lewis, 6'5", 203, senior.
That's a big kid right there.
What do we think? They give us an initial indication of what it is? They're pointing towards Ridgefield, looks like. They're sorting this out. It is against Ridgefield. Holding on the offense, so that's going to back them up 10 yards. Is it from the spot of the foul or is it from the line of scrimmage? I don't know the rule book well enough.
Well, it looked like that flag came in before the play was complete, so. I was going to push him back about to the 50, 45.
It looks like, no, it's a spot foul, so. So is that loss of down or repeat the down? Again, I don't know the rule book well enough.
Like
so far, it looks like it's second down here again. All right, the sophomore quarterback, Logan DeBeaumont. He's going to pass it. Second pass out in the flat. Overthrows. Number 1, intended for number 1 there. Isaiah Cowley. Isaiah is a big target.
I could have sworn there was a false start on that, but.
Third down, Ridgefield here. 3rd and 9 to go.
Do you see them kicking a lot of field goals at the high school level?
You know, it really depends. It's hit or miss. My kids went to Hawkinson, and they've had some really good field goal kickers through the years. I don't know who they've got here.
My kid played saxophone. I have no idea.
All right.
Inside handoff.
Inside handoff right up the middle. Look at that.
Great run.
Number 33.
I think he's just shy of the first down, though, it looks like.
Davis Panko. No, he picked it up.
They're going to give it to him.
He rumbled. Look at that.
That's a solid run. That was a 3rd and 9, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. First down.
Inside handoff on a 3rd and 9. Well, they're taking a chapter out of the Seahawks playbook.
Challenging the offensive line to blow holes in that defensive line. Back in the spread formation, we've got 2 receivers out left, one to the right, plus a tight end. Looks like another false start, not called. We've got another handoff.
Oh, nice.
That is 33 again. He's breaking free. Touchdown, Ridgefield, number 33, Davis Panko.
Nice run. Solid run.
The touchdown by number 33, Davis Panko.
Davis Panko. Let's watch. What do they do here? The hats on hats, man on man, and getting the getting more people.
Wasn't a lot to it. Just a simple little run to the outside, and wasn't a whole lot to it. Just guys lined up on their block. Here it is.
And look at that on the scoreboard. Temporarily, we have a tie game here. The scoreboard operator has been very generous to Columbia River, who hasn't had the ball yet, but they've given them 6 points. So here we are for the PAT, Ridgefield. Number 20.
Well done.
Giuseppe Gagliardi. Giuseppe Gagliardi. I want to meet him. I want to meet Giuseppe Gagliardi, number 20. That is a name. That is a heck of a name. So now it is 7-0, even though the scoreboard says 7-6. It is 7-0. The number 2 ranked team in the state of Washington, 2A Ridgefield Spudders, score first on their first drive. They were helped by that big penalty with the pass interference, and they were also set back on that holding, so maybe they almost even out there. But Ridgefield mostly running the ball down the field. They tried to throw the ball a couple times. Other than that penalty, they did. I don't believe they'd completed the pass.
Yeah, but for an undefeated team, I mean, they didn't just bowl over these guys. I mean, I hope that Columbia River can hang in there, with an otherwise pretty intimidating record.
So that took only 2 minutes and 25 seconds for Ridgefield to score. All right, so number 25, Landon Kelsey, is lining up to kick off deep.
Who do we got back there? 20,
just a freshman. He kicks the ball.
Victor Flores.
Deep. Running right up the middle. If he can break a tackle there. Great return, but there is a flag.
I think it might have been a face
mask.
Looked like
that. It'll tack another 15 on.
Number 23, Victor Flores.
Victor Flores, nice. And the wedge, guys in front of him making that happen. Ball right now is on the 39.
And doing your research, we were told to watch out for that kid, right? He's quite the ball player.
The coach told me he's one of the guys to watch. Yep, face mask. You were right against the Spudders. That's going to add another 15 yards as he watched the replay. Look for the face mask right there. I didn't see like much of a face mask. They reached out and momentarily had it.
Hey, Dan, lay off the refs. Come on, we're only in the first quarter. You're all over him. You're all over him.
I have a problem.
Problem with authority.
Columbia River also runs a spread offense here, which makes it easy on us. They got a single back.
What year is their quarterback?
Out to the right. Quarterback is number 4. Number 4 is Adam Watts. He is a junior, 5'10", 175 junior for Columbia River. So they're taking a page out of Ridgefield's book and hand the ball and go straight up the middle.
That's a big defensive line there for Ridgefield. I don't know that running up the middle is going to do a lot for Columbia River.
63 is a large kid. He's Matt Kinswaw. The coach said he's really key for them. 6'2", 280.
And 59 is no pipsqueak either.
Vinny Lindsay.
The one and only Vinny Lindsay.
2nd and 9.
Another handoff. Straight up middle. Nothing doing.
21.
Maybe a couple 2 yards.
Is that 21, Mason McCluskey?
Looks like it, yeah. 3rd and long, what are you thinking?
How about a little screen pass here? Let those defensive linemen come on through and then catch them off guard.
As long as it's not an inside handoff.
Not a big fan of those.
No, not on a 3rd and long.
All right. Same formation here. We got
showing blitz. No.
Once again, great time for a screen pass. There we
is.
go. Out in the flat. He's got to make a play. 21, no. Fortunately, 21 dropped the ball. That's Mason McCluskey again, the sophomore. So it's 4th down at the 46-yard line. Columbia River sending in the punt team.
Did you ever hear the story about that team in the South that never punted?
Right, that coach had a history, and then he always did the onside kick.
Oh, is that right? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. I knew that he never punted. Like very rarely punted, but I'd be curious to see what the percentages say after years and years.
Well, Oregon State's team that went to the Rose Bowl in the early 60s or late 60s against Michigan.
Same thing.
Their coach was famous for punting on third down.
Why?
He just did. Caught the other team off guard and would pin them deep.
Oh, interesting. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy, let's go.
Oh.
Gets it off,
Got
gets
it
the
off.
punt off there. If they're going to let it roll, that takes a Columbia River bounce. And the
All the way
returner,
down about the 12-yard line, 11-yard
Isaiah
line.
Cowley gets out of the way for that, and Columbia River will pin them down there to the 16-yard line. And so now Columbia River's defense has got to mind the gaps there in the middle. Columbia River got the 6 points taken away from them that the scoreboard had given themselves.
That's too bad. That's too bad.
It's almost like a betting line where you get a team some extra points. It's like a golf handicap.
That's right.
No, the Oregon State thing, I interviewed a player on that Rose Bowl team. He's like, the darndest thing. Coach was famous for punting on third down.
And it was all about just catching the other team off guard.
Right, and they wouldn't.
I mean, it wasn't like a mistake on their part.
No, they would do that.
Lost
Another
track.
inside handoff here.
Oh, man.
Look at that blocking. Big, huge hole. Another flag. We've got another flag, folks, back at the what would be the first down
Looks
marker.
like about where you normally see a holding call.
Let's see the replay here. Another handoff. That is a big young man. Number 45 for Ridgefield. Connor Delamarter. 5'10".
Yeah.
Says he's 197.
Holding's going to push him back
I think he's bigger
inside
than
the 10-yard line.
Columbia River's a big fan of the holding, so that's a positive thing for them. All right, so replay, first down. So it must have been another spot foul because it's 1st and 10. We've got movement there on the defensive line. That's going to be an offsides.
Well, they'll get back 5 of it anyway.
57 there, Columbia River. And Diego Carrion, the junior there. Mistake. It's 5 yards.
I got to believe that reffing a high school game is one of the more unforgiving
Well,
roles
it's
you
a
can
lot
play.
better than basketball because you can't hear the parents yelling at you. So
Well, that's true. That's true.
We've got all this yardage.
But you got some very,
between
very passionate parents, and I don't imagine these guys are knocking down 6-figure incomes, reffing.
It's all it's extra money. All right, to pass here is Beaumont. Put a lot of air under for number 5, and he makes the catch at almost the 50-yard line.
Wow.
Throws it up for Ty Snyder, the 6'3" senior tight end there. And we now have a flag thrown. Is that going to be an unsportsmanlike?
It might be.
Is that going to be taunting?
Boy, that's a tough call. I mean, all he did was call a first down.
Yeah, so he gets up here on the replay, and he does the first down. You can do that in college. You can do that in the pros. Remember when you couldn't?
Do you know that they cannot do that? Do you know that to be true, or is
I'm
that
making
what
an
you're assuming?
educated guess.
Here he comes. Oh,
Oh.
really? That's what they're calling. That's
Crowd doesn't like
Crowd
it.
does not like
half
that
the
at
crowd
all.
doesn't like it.
Yeah.
The Sputters crowd doesn't like it. So they get the first down. This is going to be after the play. So I imagine they're going to back it up 15 yards from the spot there. So
yeah. That's a tough call. I mean, that was a great grab by that kid. What was it, Tyson? You said, or
I have short-term memory problems. That was number. As you hear the parents, you've got to be kidding me. As we were just talking about parents. Yeah, well, that's 15 yards. They backed that way, 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 way up. All right, so it is 1st and 10, but not where they thought it was going to be. First and 10 from the 34-yard line. Oh, we got another handoff there to
nice
the big
stop.
kid, Connor
Nice stop.
Delamarter. Nice stop, yes, nice stop by the boys from Columbia River. The Rapids, which is their new name. They were the Chieftains, and then they changed. The students voted, and they changed to the Rapids. And I believe this is
When did
the
that
first
happen?
year. This might be the first year. I might be wrong. It might be the second year, but it's within the last year or two. So we got the Sputters against the
A lot of that going around.
And the Sputters have one of the most unusual names in the state, which everybody loves.
Yeah, I mean, it's a potato reference, isn't it?
Yes.
But
it's potato.
is Ridgefield known for potatoes?
Well, it's known. It's the birthplace of U-Haul, so I don't know why they're not the U-Haulers, but.
U-Haul was born in Ridgefield? I did not know
you
that.
did not know that?
I did not know
And
that.
you've lived in Clark County how long?
I know.
That is a 5-yard, 6-yard pickup from de Beaumont to number 5, Ty Snyder, 6'3".
We Battleground folks make a point of not paying much attention to the folks in Ridgefield. No big deal. I didn't know that. I didn't know that about U-Haul. That's an interesting
It says it
little
right
fun
on the
fact.
sign, or it used to say it. I think it's based in Vegas now, or somebody from U-Haul, who founder lives in Vegas. I don't know, something like that. I might be making all that up.
It's a behemoth of a company.
All right, so
All right, here we go.
from the 40, it is now 3rd and 4. What are you going to call here, Matt, if you're the coach?
He's changing the play. It looks like they checked out the defense, and I'm thinking a quick pass over the middle. Here we go.
You are right. Look at that.
Beautiful pass. Beautiful pass.
There is a flag down, folks. There is a flag down.
Oh, boy.
That is pass number 5 again. Or is that number 6? My old eyes can't see it all.
What's your thought on that penalty?
Legal procedure, maybe? Motion? I'm not sure. It was thrown on the
It's against the
full
offense.
side. Yeah, number 5.
That's too bad. That's
Ty Snyder. That's going to come back.
well, especially after a big play like that.
Illegal shift. I think it was illegal shift.
Oh, man. That's tough.
We've had a lot of flags thrown so far in this game. So the parents are yelling, come on, let them play. So this ball is going to come all the way back, and it's going to be a do-over.
And Ty doesn't get credit for a great catch and run.
It's the small things, folks. If you want to win a state championship, you've got to do the small things well.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I don't know if
We'll apologize in advance.
The folks at home can hear what we're hearing.
Anything that comes over from the excitable parents down below.
Okay, so we've got twins out right and twins out left in the spread formation here. It is now third down and 9. Going to pass the Beaumont.
Same play. No.
Yeah. No flags this time. Hey. We're laughing because of this. Parent's got a running comment.
One parent
commentary.
in particular.
Yes, his voice is distinct. Yeah. Very, very distinct. Okay, so it looks like the Spudders are going to punt, and this will be their first punt of the game. This is their second offensive possession. So, if you're Columbia River, you've got to be quite happy.
This is an opportunity right here. I mean, this game is.
And they get a big return. Short punt, end over end. He should have gone up there.
Yeah,
and
that's too bad. Okay. It's about the about the 24, 25-yard line.
If I'm the coach, I'm going to have a talk with him and have him run up and get that.
Yeah. So forget my ignorance, but when there's a state championship at the 1A level, 2A, 3A, and 4A, is that right?
Yeah, and the 1B and 8-man football, and yes.
And that's just for the really, really small schools? Or? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, 8-man footballs.
But even within here, within Clark County, we've got 3 different levels. We've got a 2A, a 3A, and a 4A schools, all within Clark County. I'm surprised to hear that Battleground is a 4A school.
It's one of the largest in the state.
Is that right?
Yeah, Battleground's a big high school.
Wow. Okay.
Big high school.
And it's just based. It's based strictly on population.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
Student population. All right. So, Ridgefield, the second. Columbia River, the second.
Fake. Oh, wow.
Possession. The quarterback keeps the ball and runs for the first down. That is 14-yard pickup.
That's the biggest play of the game
for the quarterback. That's a nice recognition by Adam Watts there, the junior. And there's no flags, FYI. No flags. That is the first down for Columbia River tonight. They were 3 and out on their first possession. So the offensive line for Columbia River dominated that possession right there, that play, I should say.
Well, this is their opportunity. What do we got? 5 minutes left in the first.
Right. So Ridgefield's line definitely bigger than Columbia River's line.
Oh, significantly. Yeah.
First down. We've got a
fake handoff.
Yeah, that's an RPO there, looked like to me.
Okay.
A run pass option. The pass, though, a little bit too much air on it, under it. You know, my days of playing quarterback, one thing I learned is you don't float things. Floating makes bad things happen. You got to wing that thing in there. There's very few people who get
So
away
you
with
you played quarterback, wide out, and DB, right? Defensive back, wide receiver.
wide receiver, and I was the backup quarterback. I'm not going to
Okay.
pretend I was the guy.
Yeah, we'll get an angry call from a
But flag
graduate.
football though, in flag football, I am the guy.
This I know.
All right.
This I know.
2nd and 10. Throw to the flat there. Nice pickup there.
Great tackle. Great tackle.
6 yards. Good pass. Good catch. Number 23. Victor Flores again.
That kid's all over the place.
So there's an Aiden Flores on the team, and I wonder if they're brothers. They're both seniors. I wonder if they're twins. I'd like to know that. I wish I knew more.
I can find out. One of the players on Columbia River, his mom is one of my employees, and she was giving me the inside scoop on all these kids all day long.
All right.
In preparation here.
3rd and 4.
I'll see what I can remember.
3rd and 4 for Columbia River.
All right.
Another roll out to the left. Look at
Beautiful,
that.
beautiful play.
They've got something working there. That is quarterback Watts.
That's well executed. Very, very well executed.
Fobbs. Kobe Fobbs, junior, 5'9", junior, wide receiver.
That's speak of the devil. That is my my employee's son, Jacoby.
Jacoby?
Yep.
There you go. You better give your
he's a talented
your
kid.
employee,
Nicole Maddox.
You need to give her a bonus.
Easy now.
Big bonus.
Easy
Big
now.
bonus.
No,
How much cash you have in your wallet right now?
Jacoby is he's a great kid and just a very talented athlete.
1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. This is the inside handoff.
Boy, just ran into a brick wall right there. Boy, 63 was just not having it. Man, who is that kid?
Well, Nicholas Ianello, he got lit up.
Matt Kinswa. 6'2", 280. That'll do it.
Are you 280?
No, 275. 275.
He must have had a light lunch. Must have had a salad.
Man, that was just a brick wall that he ran into.
Yes, that's a stout kid. They lost 1 yard on that. 2nd and 11. Another fake inside handout, rollout. He's going deep. He's going deep for number 23. Touchdown,
wow.
Columbia River!
Great play.
No flags on the field. Have to scan for those.
Beautiful pass. Beautiful pass. I'm eager to see the
Victor
the
Flores on the receiving end from Adam Watts. That was a huge play. 41 yards. 41 yards. Remember, Ridgefield's the number 2 ranked team in 2A. So
yeah. Beautiful pass.
They're not used to this.
Absolutely beautiful.
Gage Newman with the extra point. That brings us 7-7 in the first quarter, 2 for 49. We have a tie ball game here, everybody. 2:49 left in the first quarter. That was Adam Watts, the quarterback, on a rollout, finding Victor Flores for a 41-yard touchdown.
You feel like that was? You feel like it was designed, or do you feel like that was?
I think Columbia River's found something here where they fake the handoff and they get their quarterback some space. He gets out in the flat, and that was definitely designed. All right, handling the kickoff duties is Joseph Pena, the 6', 190 sophomore for Columbia River. He will kick the ball from the 40. Short kick to the 25. Fielded by their running back. This man is used to having the ball in his hands. That's Penko. He returns the ball all the way to the 48-yard line, and Ridgefield will have good field position.
That's a solid open field tackle by Pena there.
The tackle by number 19, Joey Pena.
Was he also the kicker?
First down, Spudders.
I think he was. Joseph Pena was the kicker.
Yeah, that was him. That kid's doing it all.
I saw on Sunday watching the NFL, a couple of kickers have to make tackles, and that's just painful to watch.
That's a tall order, yeah.
Yeah. Ridgefield's guys the ball at the 48-yard line. They do a fly sweep, shovel pass to number 1 there. That goes for, the ball is out. Are they going to say he's down, or are they going to rule that as a fumble?
That looked like he was down.
What are they saying?
No call yet.
Nobody seems to be too excited, so I'm going to guess it's the ball is down. Yep, it's second down as they're calling.
Okay.
That went to Isaiah Cowley.
Here, here it is right here. Yeah, I think he was down.
Brown caused the fumble.
Yeah.
2nd and 9. Ridgefield trips, so we have twins right, plus the slot man. And there's another handoff to this outside. There's Panko. He picks up about 6 yards.
Nice tackle from behind there by
short of the
Adam Wadenya.
So how short are they here?
It's about 3rd and 2-ish.
I'm going to guess inside handoff. 45. He's a big kid. Connor Delamater.
I'm thinking punt.
Like OSU used to do. Pin him deep. I think it's going to be handoff right up the middle. There it is.
There it is. Oh, nice stop. Lunge for it. Depends on the
look
spot.
How frustrated the defensive lineman is because he knew it was coming. He read that. Elijah Anguiano.
They're being awfully optimistic. Okay. Did they give it to him?
Yep, they gave it to him first down. So the linebacker there, he read that play. He saw where it was going, but he couldn't stop the forward momentum.
Yeah. We had a nice lunge there at the end. The ball carrier did. That's what got him the first down.
Ridgefield from the 43. Going out in the flat. Cowley again. Trying to make one man miss. He does. Columbia River rallies to the ball, but is very close to a first down. It looks like to be about what? Half yard short, Matt?
Yeah, about that. That was a good open field. I mean, he didn't tackle him on the initial tackle, but boy, that could have been a big play had he not tied him up there. Looks like about a yard short.
There's 30 seconds left in the first quarter here. The clock is winding down. Will Ridgefield try to get a playoff, or are they going to let this run out?
Looks like they're content. Just let it go.
If they do,
going
into formation.
Here we go.
17 seconds. They're lining up. Yep, they going for a pass.
It's going for it all.
Yep.
There it is.
And it is. Oh, that's almost made a Willie Mays catch. That's a very, very, very difficult
Wrong sport,
ball.
Dan. Jeez.
If he could have made that catch,
that's a tough catch. That is an insanely tough catch.
Clock is stopped with 6 seconds left in the first quarter.
3rd and 1 from the 30. What do we got? About the 32, 33?
Yes. I'm going to guess another inside handoff here. Get the first down if you're Ridgefield and take it to the second quarter. Suppose it's 2 down territory to get the first down. You have the size advantage. Yep,
Beautiful
inside handoff.
I don't think they got there.
I think you're right.
I think they might be short.
As the horn for the end of the first quarter sounds, we're going to flip the end of the field, and it looks like Columbia, the Spudders will have
about a 4th and inches.
They're trying to mark the ball now. They're trying to figure out where it is. But anyway, at the end of the first quarter, it is a tie ball game, 7-7. Ridgefield scored first, followed by Columbia River with that 41-yard Bong. And
you got to hand it to Columbia River, man. They're hanging in there for the size advantages. I mean, you don't have to look at the roster. You can just look down on the field and you can see that there's a significant size difference between these two teams.
Yes.
But
hey, folks, if you are your Twitter user, you can follow VPS Game Time to get the latest schedule information and a lot more. So the Twitter handle is at VPS Game Time. That's at VPS Game Time. We also share good sports news from around our area with that account. So you can follow us today. It might just follow you back. Hey, and you want, if you're on Twitter, why don't you follow me, Dan Tilken Coin. I sometimes tweet out interesting things.
are you one of those tweeters?
I'm a tweeter, Matt. You're not on Twitter, though. I don't think you are.
I am on Twitter.
You are?
But I don't tweet.
I'm a Dan Tilken Coin 6, the world's longest Twitter handle. So we have now swapped ends. It's 4th and 2. I thought they were closer than that. I'm surprised at that.
Yeah, that's actually, I thought it was.
Inside handoff. He's going to get the first down and more.
Wow.
Breaking
Ooh,
tackles. He's going to go for the touchdown. Touchdown, Ridgefield. Number 33, Davis Pankow, his second touchdown of the night.
Boy, 4th and 2, and to let that happen, that's tough. But when you stack the box like that, if he breaks free of that first line, it's trouble. It's trouble.
Yeah, look at Ridgefield's line blowing holes. He wasn't touched very much either. Lining up for the PAT. Giuseppe Gagliardi. Love that name. Kick is up. Kick is good. Just like that, Ridgefield scores. Scoreboard operators. There we go. They weren't. It was 12-7 there for a second. Now 14-7. We giveth and we taketh. So Columbia River was holding them, and then Ridgefield just boom, big play.
Do you see that? Do you see that a lot at the high school level, going forward on 4th down when you're there, kind of not in the red zone but near the red zone? I mean, I would imagine that the kicking game at the high school level typically isn't as dialed in as at the college and pro level.
The mistake level is high too. So even if you turn the ball over, say at the 40, the other team's 40, and they have 60 yards to go, the chances they're going to make a mistake are high. Because as we all know, throwing the ball is very difficult. And that's why teams in high school who can throw the ball have a distinct advantage. My kids went to Hawkinson, and I watched them win those state championships, and teams couldn't practice for them.
They're 2A, is that right?
Yeah. So how do you practice for a team that could throw the ball really well?
Sure.
Well, now this year Ridgefield destroyed Hawkinson and got a lot of revenge. So, all right, kick to the 9-yard line. Return man stumbles a little bit. Regains his traction and takes the ball up to the 28. It's a nice return. That was Mason McCluskey with the return now.
If Columbia can answer here, then they're going to be, this is a ball game.
So they discovered that that's what's working for them. They get their quarterback out in space, so now it's up to Ridgefield to make the adjustments. And then if they start to move their linebackers or ends to contain him, and then you hand the ball off because they vacated those spots off tackle or up the middle. Adjustments. We've got twins to both sides here. As Watts is back,
This
the
one's going to
shotgun,
Adam.
and that is a fly sweep around the corner. 21.
Nice
Yep. Victor Flores there trying to hold his stock block. Mason McCluskey.
Isaiah Cowley's not a big kid, but he hits hard.
He picked up 7 yards on the play there. I think Victor Flores is a little frustrated with himself. Thought he should have got into the defender there and done a better block. He looked frustrated. Aiden Miller is in the backfield behind Adam Watts.
Number 35.
Pistol.
Offsides.
We've got, looks like Ridgefield jumped. Do you think it was Ridgefield?
It looked like it. I didn't see any movement on the line, so yeah.
And if so, that's a first down.
There you go. There's your first down.
5-yard penalty. Second down. First down, River.
It's always nice when you get free yardage.
Looks like they're going to keep the same play. I didn't think they huddled up.
They've got an H back there on the left side, and 2 out left, 1 out right.
Showing blitz.
Handoff off tackle.
Boy, they sniffed that out quickly.
Ridgefield rallied to the ball there.
Yeah, I just don't think that that Columbia is going to be able to keep running the ball up the middle. Not with the size of these kids on Ridgefield. You've got to go out, or you got to go over the top.
But you got to keep them honest too. So if you run the ball just enough to keep those guys home, maybe you can then go out to your rollout and keep doing what you're doing that led to that touchdown. Second and almost 10, 9.5. Back to pass is Watts. Watts throws out in the flat. That is complete. Nice play there.
He was on him quickly.
Kobe Fobbs. That's the son of your
that's our Jacoby.
Coworker.
Yes.
It's 2. Is that 2 receptions?
Is he a sophomore or junior? He's a junior. Yeah. They just keep chipping away like that. I mean, I think that Columbia can hang in there and keep this thing close. If they just keep chipping away 3 yards, 7 yards, 5 yards, I mean, they can do this.
Is a bootleg. Passing into flat. Dangerous pass.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful catch. If this is the NFL, he'd still be running.
So that is a rule in high school then. Once they hit the ground, that's it, right?
Same call, yep.
Okay.
Pass to Reese Mickle. Sophomore. A lot of sophomores playing tonight. That's a nice throw.
That's a great grab.
Hard to throw the ball on the run.
Great grab.
It's a very nice pickup for Columbia River. Their game last week against Ridgefield's game last week against Mark Morris, it was a close game, and then Ridgefield blew it out, if I remember correctly. Asterisk next to everything I say. Rolling out in the flat and wide open. Another
nice
completion to Reese Mickle. That is a first down.
Nice little stutter step to get the extra yardage and pick up the first. Great play.
Columbia River has found something here.
Yeah. I don't think people fully appreciate just how exhausting it can be. I mean, because you're going full tilt on every single play, or at least you should be. And even though we're only about halfway through the second quarter, I mean, you can see that these kids with their hands on their hips and breathing heavy, and these guys are in good shape. They're in great shape.
Now, what would happen to you if you had to run 100 yards?
Oh, I would, yeah. I would have tapped out about 2 minutes into the first quarter.
Take it to Legacy. First down, Columbia River Rapids. Inside handoff. Couple yards maybe, keeping them honest.
They're not willing to let go of that straight up the middle. I mean, if you keep picking up a couple yards here and there, that's all right. But I just don't see any sustainability with that play. Not as it continues.
No.
Second and 9, River.
Levi Hongle there. He's not the biggest kid either, and you're running up against him. 160 pounds and.
What do we got? Second and 8.
Back to pass. River, he's looking deep, finds another guy in the flat again.
Great catch. Same kid as before, right?
Yep, Reese Mickle. That's at least 3 catches for him.
Yeah, he's got some good hands. How big is he?
15, Reese Mickle. 5'8".
5'8", 145 pounds.
This Adam Watts kid can throw it. Ball is right on the 20-yard line. Columbia River trailing 7-14. There's 7:58 left in the half. First down, 1st and 10. Oh, more motion. More mistakes.
Well, I don't know what they're doing to draw him off like that, but that's what, the 3rd or 4th time that's happened this season.
Changing the count. It's the little things.
And you got to hand it to Columbia River for no movement, no motion on the line whatsoever. I mean, that takes a tremendous amount of discipline to
strategery.
But when you got a big 6'3", 240-pound guy coming at you, to not move is that's discipline.
They get 5 free yards there. It's now 1st and 5 from the 15 for Columbia River. Another inside handoff, doesn't fake it that time. And that goes nowhere. Levi Hongel again, wrapped up, thrown around, and twirled to the ground.
Matt Kinswa.
We call his name a lot.
We do.
And if you read the Columbian or Clark County Today, you'll read his name in there too, because he is.
Kinswa?
Yes, he's a good player.
Has he committed to a school yet? Do we know?
I have no idea. Ask me more questions I don't know the answer to. Which is many.
Well, I was before the game. I was talking to one of the dads, and he said it's just, with the pandemic and everything else going on, it's just a whole different process of how these kids are getting scouted and committing to different schools. But little fake.
He's going to run for it.
Oh boy!
And he's not going to get. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. No, he didn't. That's going to be a loss.
Yeah.
Looks like he wanted to go deep on the right side, but didn't think his receiver was open.
It just wasn't there, and then it just kind of unraveled.
Yeah, he went to his second option, and when nobody was there, so look at that. He's like, He gave a little shoulder, like maybe it was a pump and go, and then didn't think it was going to be there. Maybe there was double coverage.
You get to that 5th alligator, and it's all over.
Alligator or Mississippi? Which Mississippi? We usually play Mississippi.
When you and I play, we
Mississippi.
We typically, Mississippi.
It's harder to say. Mississippi. But I think you cheated.
What?
It's 3rd and 9.
I just talk fast, that's all.
3rd and 9 for Columbia River. Will they go back to the pass? Ridgefield's got a safety very deep.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Max gets harder to get space when you get closer to the goal line there.
Where are we at, 4th?
Harder to do their rollouts. You don't have as much field to work with. So, 4th down, 4th and 9. Are we going to see a kicking game?
Now this is from what? About the 20?
So 20 plus 17 would be a 37-yard field goal.
So that's not a gimme at the high school level. Well, that's not a gimme at any level.
No. So they are going for the field goal. The holder is Julian Morales for Columbia River. And the kicker.
I can't see that number either.
We need a helicopter. We need a blimp.
We need a drone. You fly a drone out there.
Number. Is it 14?
14 or
Gage
12?
Newman?
I
think it's Gage Newman.
Here it comes. Oh.
Kick is short. Well short.
Oh, fielded. No, that's. No, why'd they blow that dead?
Well, I don't know the high school rule.
Because typically you're allowed to field. That's a live ball, but.
Well, there's the famous play with Auburn and Alabama.
Yeah.
Runs the ball back.
That's exciting. Regardless of who you're rooting for, that's an exciting play to watch.
So Ridgefield did a nice job of moving the ball down the field. That's aided by some penalties, and then they get down here in the red zone, and then things stall out, and they don't come up with any points. So now their defense.
Well, if they can get a stop here, they're still just down 1 score. Now, speaking of field goals, you did see the new NFL record recently set.
No,
I think it was 66. I want to say
it was 68. I was somewhere. I was like dry.
I want to say it was 60. I don't think it's 68. I think it's 66. But it will not be long before we see a 70-yard field goal in the NFL.
That play didn't go well for Ridgefield, and so Columbia River does its job there.
By number 45, second down and 8, Sputter.
2nd and 8 for Ridgefield. 6 minutes left to go in the half, trying to unleash their what's been a high-octane offense.
Have most of their games of their undefeated season, most of their games have been pretty high scoring?
They've been, yes, well, they've been blowouts.
Have they? Yeah.
Averaging 39 points per game.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
Winning by 34.5.
Uh-oh.
That's a nice play by Ridgefield there, up to the 39 or 40-yard line. Gain of almost 20.
Yeah. Moving the chains.
That's a pass to the flat. It's Cowley. Isaiah Cowley is the favorite target here in the passing game from De Beaumont. Remember again, De Beaumont's just a sophomore,
yeah.
Replacing a sophomore quarterback who got hurt, broke his collarbone. So they had 2 sophomore quarterbacks.
Wow.
One breaks his collarbone. He's now the quarterback. The pass in the flat, inside screen. Tunnel screen to number 5. It's Ty Schneider again.
Might be a turnover. No.
Indication is a first down for the Spudders. Yeah, if Ridgefield can pick Columbia River apart like this, it could suddenly become a long night. Those little inside tunnel screens, and those are just hard to defend.
And you can tell that they're well executed with their those inside passes. I mean,
we have trips left. Man in motion to the right now. Now we've got twins each side. In the pistol. Man in motion. Inside handoff.
Boy,
that's Panko again, number 33. He rallies for a first down. They're going to about 12. They're getting 12 yards on that on a first down play. First down to first down.
Ridgefield is just getting a tremendous amount of yardage after that first contact. I mean, Columbia's got to wrap them up and make that initial tackle. It's killing them.
Ridgefield scoring 39.5 points per game and only allowing 5 points a game. Columbia River scoring 15 and allowing 19. Another pass to flat. Broken up. Swatted out of the air by number 2, Ryan Hoochkirk.
No, it's Adam.
Oh, you're right. I got the wrong team.
Adam
Hurinya. Looking at the wrong roster.
Yeah, I was talking to his dad before the game, and he was the one who was telling me about all the different kids who are trying to figure out where they're going to school and how that whole process is working in the world of COVID.
Yeah, and then the kids getting extra years of eligibility has created a backup.
Yeah.
Second down and 10, inside handoff to Panko. He's breaking.
Ball's
out.
Get off the field.
It fell under Panko, but then it scored out the other side. Yes!
Oh,
Columbia River has the ball.
That is what they needed right there. That is what they needed. Let's see that replay. Reese Mickle.
Who came up with it there for Columbia River? Hard to tell. I know that Elijah Aguano was getting a lot of congratulations on the Columbia River sidelines.
Now I got to believe there's no kind of replay at this level.
He can't. Nope. It makes the game go off faster.
That was some handheld, camcorder.
Columbia River trying to take that momentum and go 63 yards the other direction.
36-yard line.
Watts back to pass. Rolling out to the left. Looking. He's taken down. Look at that open field tackle.
That's a big guy to be in. That's our
Wyatt Bartoff with the tackle.
Is that 98? Is that right?
I believe it's 58 or
58.
Yep. Wyatt Bartoff.
6'1", 225, and only a junior.
Yeah, you would think a quarterback would be able to get away from linemen, but nope. Bartov's got wheels.
Yeah, but I think they only ended up losing about 3 or 4 yards in the play, so it could have been.
Second and about 15, 16 for Columbia River. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go, clock running. Inside handoff. That is going to go nowhere. That's going to lose another yard or so.
They're going the wrong direction.
Aiden Miller with the handoff. And he ran into a lot of sputters.
A field of potatoes.
Ryan Hoodskirk with the tackle there, infield tackle. 3rd and 18, 17. Not a lot of 3rd and 17 plays in the playbook. Clock is at 2:40 and running. Watts back in the shotgun here in the spread formation. 3 receivers out right. Ridgefield's got a lot of guys deep, only rushing 3. Quarterback out to the right. That is complete. Aiden Rania on the receiving end there.
Not too
He
shabby.
gets about half of it back.
Yeah. That quarterback, he's when he rolls, I mean the kid is mobile. He's very mobile, but I'm surprised they don't take advantage of that more often, because when he rolls out, there's
timeout.
Good things have happened.
So timeout Ridgefield. There's 2 minutes 6 seconds left, so I'm guessing they want to try and score again.
Yeah.
You can't imagine Columbia River's not going to punt here, right? Hey folks, if you love high school sports, there's a new show that you should be watching. Clark County Scoreboard is a joint production between Vancouver and Evergreen Public Schools with an assist from Battleground Public Schools and the Columbia newspaper. See highlights and interviews from boys and girls sports every Wednesday at 8 p.m. That is on Comcast Channel 328, along with the Vancouver Public Schools YouTube page. A lot of work goes into that. All those kids under the direction of Nick Vole putting on a lot of work, and it's not easy to make TV, and if it seems like it's easy, then we're doing our job. So, and they're doing their job. They have the hard part. Okay, so Columbia River comes out of the timeout in punt formation.
2
not
minutes,
surprising.
6 seconds. 14-7.
Ridgefield would love to tack on another touchdown before halftime. Clean.
Oh boy. Well,
that almost got it. Almost got it. He's going to be short, though, by about a yard. That was not planned, folks. That was almost a block, and then running for your life, and then almost making it all the way. But
yeah, he picked up a good, 10, 12 yards,
First down, Ridgefield, who now has great field position and is licking his chops. They'd love to be up 21-7.
That long snapper needs to get a little more velocity on the ball. I mean, that poor kid didn't have a chance with how long it took that ball to get there. I mean, he was having to run before he.
Well, like kicking field goals, long snapping it's hard to find good long snappers, and it's not many people can do it. That's why they give full ride scholarships to long snappers. There's long snapping camps.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
University of Washington's long snapper. He was went to all these camps, and he didn't really play much football. It's long snap.
So the center is not necessarily typically the long snapper.
Usually not. It's usually somebody else.
Okay. Usually
somebody a little bit smaller. You have to have flexibility and the strength. The interesting way to go to college is as a long snapper, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Going to all those practices every day, hour after hour after hour, and just but your education's free. 1:59 on the clock. Ridgefield with the ball at the Columbia River 46. What a chain turnaround of events here. Columbia River got that fumble, had momentum, and then couldn't do anything with it.
Nice open. Oh, jeez.
Ball's out.
Looks like they got on it.
The flag is out. We got a ball out. We got a flag out. We don't know whether the player was on the ground.
Might have a late hit. I'm not certain now.
All right, you watch what the referees are doing. I'll try to look for the replay here. Let's see.
All right. Referees are
Here's
conversing.
the replay. Quarterback goes out to the flat. 81 breaks free. Okay, I think he was down.
He was down, yeah.
But I don't. We have the benefit of
rump was
replay.
on the
They don't
turf.
have the. They don't have the benefit of replay. They're discussing now.
They're talking it over here.
See what the white hat says. Discussing, what did you see? What did you see? This guy over here. What'd you have for lunch? What'd you have for dinner?
I always like when they forget to turn their mics off. Get a little inside scoop on this.
Personal foul against Ridgefield.
Okay, but they did
looked
recover
like
it though.
Helmet
Is
to
that right?
helmet. Well, he did this, and I think that's helmet to helmet.
Okay.
So that's going to be 15 yards the other way. I have not seen that motion by.
I've never seen that call either. Yeah.
Fists together.
The fist bump.
I'm going to make a guess that that's helmet to helmet. I don't know. Again, I'm not smart enough, knowledgeable enough about this.
It's also become the pandemic handshake.
This is coming from a guy who's had 6 concussions. I should know the helmet to helmet one.
Uh-oh, our favorite dad is back.
Yes, he's upset again. Oh.
Go back to the
Okay, so Ridgefield with 1:48 on the clock. Clock is now running. They have the ball at the 40. They've lost 15 yards there. Back to pass. Number 1, Cowley takes it up the middle. Another nice play there. He gets about 10 of it back. 1:32 and running.
Yeah, Columbia, they've got to find a way to defend that. But they've ran that same play, at least a half a dozen times this evening.
Ridgefield, I think, has 2 timeouts left. They do. 1:18 and running. Back in passing formation. Looking. Oh, it's going to be intercepted.
Oh,
interception right to the Columbia River player.
That's
Jacoby Fobbs. That's
Jacoby
your guy.
Fobbs. I've got to send a text message to Mom. That's important stuff right there.
Maybe she should be our halftime guest.
That's right.
Interception by Columbia River. 1:09. They take over the ball here at the 34. Boy,
that would be, how big would it be if they could tack on 7 points, right? Even 3 would be.
Ridgefield's got to be very disappointed with that. Okay, we have 1 single receiver far out left. We've got 2 tight ends off to the right here.
One-on-one up top there.
We've got a inside handoff.
He out of bounds.
Losing his ground. He gains nothing.
Clock is running.
Aiden Miller.
How many timeouts does Columbia have?
They have all 3 of theirs. 58 seconds and running. I don't think they just want this to run out, I'm sure.
Why would I not stop the clock?
So they can run 1 more play unless the Spudders start stopping the clock. They could run 1 more play here, take a knee, and the half will be over.
Who gets the ball at the half? Do you recall?
Ridgefield received.
Okay.
So Columbia River will receive in the second half, if I remember. Another inside handoff.
That's a face mask. Missed it.
Kind of looked like it didn't. I think he just got him up around the collar. So 15 seconds here.
Looks like that'll do it for the first half.
That'll do it unless the Spudders call timeout, and we have a clock stoppage. What's happening? Huh.
Looks like the rest are, no, Ridgefield.
I'm not sure why Ridgefield didn't call timeout sooner. If that's what your goal is, to try to score here
10
again.
10 seconds, 3rd and 9.
Are they hoping for a bad snap or a fumble? 10 seconds left. Ridgefield up 14-7. Columbia River wants to get into the locker room.
Knowing what we know about these two teams,
Very
I think yeah. Well, no, I just think based on the record, based on just visually the size. I mean, I think Columbia River has to be proud of themselves, only being down 1 score. I mean, this is all things considered, not too bad. And then they get the ball at the half. So.
All right, 10 seconds here. May take a knee. No, it does. Oh, he's going to roll out here, try to burn some time off the clock. I'll be surprised if he throws it. Stay in bounds. Yep, he'll stay in bounds, and that free.
That'll do it.
Well, they stop the clock with 1 second left. Huh. So Ridgefield uses its final timeout here. with 1 second left. So are you
coaching staff having a little
gamesmanship?
Yeah.
Are you trying to hope for a bad snap? Because these teams rarely go under center anymore. So when you've got that shotgun snap, there's always the chance for it to go over the head.
So why do you think that is? Why? I mean, I don't know that we've seen one under center snap.
We haven't.
And why is that?
It's these spread offenses. It allows you to keep your eyes downfield if you're the quarterback. If you're under center and you're turning and doing play action, you're taking your eyes off the field.
I see.
What's fascinating is the Heward kid, who's the 5-star quarterback freshman at Washington. He's never taken a snap under center in high school. Right? It's all a spread, so they're having to teach him how to take a snap under center so you can run play action.
You think he's just going to take a knee here, or what do you think they're going to do? Yeah, it looks like they're.
It looks like take a knee here.
But interestingly, they're still going to do it in the shotgun.
Okay. Interesting, strange end to the first half. But the Ridgefield Spudders, the number 2 team in 2A, leads the Columbia River Rapids 14-7. Several turnovers, a lot of penalties. The game kind of clunky.
Yeah, a little bit, but like I said, if you're Columbia River, you gotta be content. I mean, maybe not excited, but content that you're only down by 1 score.
Let's look at the first half highlights here. This is Ridgefield running down. This is the first score there. That's Panko, number 33, Davis Panko, his first of 2 touchdowns. And then this is Columbia River making a nice return there. A nice handoff.
Darren Watson here, coach for Ridgefield. Was up on the roof.
Sorry about that. We have
I think it's the same dad as before.
Yes. All right. Remember that pass to number 5, and then we've got the fly sweep there to 45. And we go back to Columbia River here in the flat. Nice moves. And this is the play that they kept having success with. Rolling out. That
was a 41-yard touchdown. That was a beautiful pass and catch right there.
Victor Flores on the receiving end from Adam Watts. And that was a fumble, wasn't it? No, he has the ball. Never mind. Okay, there's Panko again. This is his second touchdown, breaking several tackles. That kid can run. He's strong. Yeah. He just powers through. There's Watts.
He's a junior,
out.
Is that right?
He's senior.
Oh, senior, okay.
Watts back to throw. Number 15, your favorite. No, it's Reese McNichol. Adam Watts, the junior, 5'10" quarterback, trying to scramble away from the defensive lineman there.
Yeah, that Vinny.
Okay, folks, we are going to take a break for halftime here as you see the cheerleaders there from the joint cheerleaders. My eyes aren't good enough. So, but anyway, thanks for joining us. We're going to take a quick break. We've got 18 minutes left in halftime. You can go to the refrigerator, get something to drink, maybe another rib or some chips to gnaw on, and Matt's going to treat me to a hot dog, and we'll be back for second half highlights as homecoming events happen here as the Rapids cheerleaders are on the field.
Columbia River Rapids cheerleaders. And now, ladies and gentlemen, after a hiatus of nearly 2 years, out on center field, give it up for your Columbia River High School marching band. Ladies and gentlemen, your Columbia River High School Marching Band. And now, may I have your attention as I turn it over to your Vice President of ASB for Homecoming Court nominations, Emma Kepfer.
Hi, Columbia River. It is now time to announce your 2021 Homecoming King and Queen. First up, we have the King nominees. Alden Fay, Cruz Crane, Arash Safai, Tyler Hendrickson, and Caleb Bunn. Drum roll, please. Your homecoming king for 2021 is Arash Safai. Now, it is time to announce your homecoming queen. First up, Riley Reeves and her mom, Angie. Fatima Drame and her mom, Birye. Caroline Hansen and her dad, Bart. Hannah Zabel and her dad, Rob. And Sophie Reyes and her dad, Ron. Drum roll, please. Your homecoming queen for 2021 is Caroline Hansen. Congratulations, Arash and Caroline, and the rest of our 2021 homecoming court.
Hi everybody, time for a quick look inside Vancouver Public Schools. I'm Nick Vole. The Skyview High School boys golf team has its eyes on state this year. Win or lose, it may have already broken a state record for the biggest team ever. It's one of the reasons they're so good, but it's also a major challenge.
Roll Storm!
We caught up with the team on a drizzly afternoon at Pinecrest Golf Course. Coach Pat Ramberg knew coming into the year he'd have a big team, but not this big.
I bought enough shirts for the coaches and 40 kids, but we ran short. So I have a few that didn't get a shirt, but they're on the way.
A whopping 47 golfers turned out, and since it's a no-cut sport, they're all out on the course.
We start a line at the first hole, and if it gets a little backed up, then we'll just spread them out on the other parts of the course. So.
This is the most I've seen in any team, more than I've seen in a tournament a couple times.
Problem number one, how do you find enough holes for this many kids?
We might be the only school that has 2 courses, Tri-Mountain and Pinecrest.
The Pinecrest course is walkable from school, gives the team a good rate, and provides opportunities.
This program would not be like it is now without Pinecrest. They have the opportunity, all these young kids, to put a score down every day. You know, every time they play. They play 3 days a week. And that really taps into them wanting to get better and be out here with their friends.
2 assistant coaches are in charge at Pinecrest.
The Pinecrest kids are the newer kids. A lot of freshmen and new to golf.
You hear a lot of fours happening. It makes life a little more interesting.
Well, I'm not on varsity, but I'd love to play varsity, but it's definitely hard to play varsity.
Coach Ramberg oversees the varsity squad at Tri-Mountain. That leads us to problem number 2. With only 10 slots available, that leaves 37 kids trying to get on varsity.
There's a lot of competition. There's a couple, I'm guessing there's like a handful of guys just competing for that one spot on varsity. Mad respect to them.
With a deep roster, Skyview has big hopes for this season.
I think we can win districts. I'm very confident in my team. My top 3, very confident in them. I like those dudes. And 3 of us, I think they're guaranteed to make state. So hopefully we can serve Skyview proud.
State or not, the big turnout is a win for the Skyview program.
I'm hoping it's a testament to our program. Kids are having fun.
There's no real way to determine whether the 47-man roster is the biggest in state history, but most of the athletics folks we talk to say they've never heard of a team this large. We'll keep our eyes on the Storm as they head towards districts. And you can keep an eye on us on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, I'm Nick Vole. Check out what's happening in Vancouver Public Schools right now. Vancouver Public Schools is offering free optional COVID-19 testing for students. The tests are available at the Jim Parsley Center near the Boys and Girls Club, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. No appointment is needed. Also, non-vaccinated student athletes are required to be tested twice a week. Students must have parental consent to be vaccinated. Rental assistance is available to families starting October 18th. New funds from the government can help families facing eviction or who need help paying rent or back rent. You can apply directly through the Council for the Homeless, or if you need help, head to your school's Family Community Resource Center. Next, an invitation to you to provide input on the district's proposed equity policy. The policy will provide a roadmap for day-to-day operations to ensure equity among students, families, and staff. There are 2 days of webinars you can attend on October 18th and 21st, which include information and an opportunity for you to comment or ask questions. Check the district website for links and times. Finally, families of 4th through 12th graders are invited to a meeting on Monday, November 5th at 5 p.m. The topic, Comprehensive Sexual Health Curriculum. See what will be presented to students as part of their health lessons. You can find more information on the district website. This week, you can also learn about applications for the Highly Capable program, financial aid for college-bound seniors, and more. The electronic VPS Now newsletter has more details and is emailed directly to parents. It's also on the VPS app. You can also follow the district on social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. See you next time. Hi everybody, time for a quick look inside Vancouver Public Schools. I'm Nick Vole. The cross-country team at Fort Vancouver High School has been on the upswing for the past few years. They have high hopes for this year, including potentially going to state, and they're doing it with a little help from Vancouver School of Arts and Academics. At the first race of the year, the Fort Vancouver girls cross-country team is feeling optimistic.
I mean, we don't want to say we're guaranteeing state, but it's pretty much set.
We feel like we're potentially the best team the school's ever had.
Hubris? Maybe. But that confidence comes on the heels of a season where Fort qualified for state, even though COVID canceled the state competition. All 7 of its top runners from last season returned. Fort also has some new faces this year, a group of students from Vancouver School of Arts and Academics. How did it come to be that you had this many VSAA students on your team?
So 2 years ago, one of the kids we've known, Danny Buttrell, was in middle school. She's running for McLaughlin. Her mom called me and said, hey, she's got bad news. Danny just got into VSAA. She's not going to be able to run with you guys anymore. She's not going to go to Fort for the language program that she was in. And I said, well, it's not actually that bad of news. VSAA students are allowed to pick the school as long as they're going into their 9th grade year, pick the school they're going to play sports at.
After Danny came another VSAA student, then another, and another.
It is a little unusual to do sports. There are certainly kids that do sports, but it's not the majority of the kids.
VSAA gets out later than most schools, so those students get a separate practice. But students from both schools run together whenever they can.
Yeah, we just all get along really well. We're a really close team, and just practicing through the summer really helped us to, almost every day, just really helped us to bond as a team and get to know each other really well.
Do you feel like you have different perspectives because you go to different kinds of schools? They're the art school, you're the regular school, or do you find once you're out here it all just sort of goes away and you're kind of the same?
It's definitely, we all have the same mindset, we have the same goals, and we're just ready to get after it all together.
Yeah, we're all the same. It's pretty cool.
The coaching staff and athletes are recruiting not only VSAA students, but middle school students to come and run at Fort.
I've been doing cross country since I was in the 6th grade, and Fraser kind of got me when I was really young and stupid, so I, kind of got in pretty easy.
The appeal is not really winning.
One of our covenants is to have the most fun, and so when kids come out and they have a good time, they tell their friends about it, and it just leads to wanting to be a part of it.
The team's culture of togetherness comes second nature to the artists from VSAA.
I really like being part of a team, and we all work together in orchestra to make a nice, beautiful sound. And so I think it's kind of similar to what we do in cross country as a team, to all work together to reach our goals.
Yes, it's all about upholding the legacy and honoring what came before us.
I am extremely proud and very vocal about who I run for, and I wore this to school today. I was so proud.
At Fort, students are learning the age-old lesson. If you want to run fast, run alone. If you want to run far, run together.
Just a family. That's what we are. This is the only way I can really describe it, is you got to be a part of it to understand.
Of course, it would be great if they go to state, but if not, as Coach Fraser says, it's really about who has the most fun. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm Nick Voll.
You're right. This does look better. Nice try. I already paid for it.
Hey guys, how was school?
Welcome back, everybody, to Higgins Bowl in Vancouver, Washington. I'm Dan Tilkin of Coin 6 News with Matt Ellarding, former improv actor and mortgage broker. Vancouver, Battleground, Washington resident. Both of us are Clark Countyites. And here we are for the second half of the game of the Ridgefield Spudders against the Columbia River Rapids. Ridgefield, the number 2 ranked team in 2A in Washington, 14. Columbia River, 7. So if you're Ridgefield, you've got to be disappointed with the first half. If you're Columbia River, you've got to be very excited. A lot of turnovers.
A couple of them, and I think let's see, Columbia's getting the kickoff here. It's a lot closer than I think anybody would have expected. You know, given the records and like I said, like I've been talking about the whole game, just given the size. I mean, you look down there. I mean, there's just a significant size difference in these two teams.
Ridgefield has a history of blowing it open in the second half. The deep kick, that is a nice kick. They let it go into the end zone, and that is a touchback. And the ball will come out for Columbia River. So Columbia River gets the ball first here in the second half. What do you think you would do if you're Columbia River?
You know, I think, you know, that inside handoff, you know, running into a brick wall there was not getting it done. You know, some of those screen passes and just the kind of the little dump it off, you know, 4, 5, 6 yards of play. I mean, that was working for them. You know, they had a couple of big plays. You know, of course, what was that 41-yard touchdown pass, which was outstanding. But I don't think that's going to work for a sustainable plan here. Let's see what they do right off the bat.
1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Columbia River man in motion. Fakes the inside. He's got to get rid of it. Gets the ball to number 8 in the flat. Nice gain on first down. Yeah. That's Brenton Moore with the reception. Actually, I'm sorry, that is Satchel Basket.
Yeah.
6'1",
thread the needle
175.
with that pass. That was not an easy pass.
No, he had that sputter in his face there. Yeah, it's good play for Columbia River. First play out of halftime. That is now 2nd and 3. Levi Hongel in the backfield behind Adam Watts. The shotgun. There is the handoff right up the middle, trying to get the first down. You think they made it, Matt?
I don't know. I was kind of chuckling at the meager the fake pass after the handoff.
Got to keep the secondary guessing.
About 3rd and 5, is that right? 3rd and 4.
You know, Columbia River is missing one of their key players, Dylan Keir. He's a senior. He was supposed to be key in their season, but he's on the sidelines and crutches. It's 3rd and 2 here. Columbia River trying to pick up the first down. Fake the pass, rolling out to the left. He's going to try for the corner. He's going to make it. He's going to pick up about 7 yards on the play. That is going to be a first down for Columbia River.
Well, you know, that I could see that working for him if they just a design scramble. And the kid is quick, you know, and you got these big bulky Ridgefield players. I don't know why you don't just do that the whole game. Hey, thank you very much.
Vinny Lindsay giving chase there. 1st and 10 from the 37 of Columbia River. So Ridgefield runs a 3-5 flex defense here. Look how far back from the line of scrimmage the linebackers are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Just rushing
4
through,
linebackers, and then that's how deep they are. So handoff, right up the middle, makes a cut. That is a first down. If that sputter hadn't grabbed him by the tail.
Boy, he's still got about 3 or 4 yards, even with the guy hanging on his back the whole time.
This is defense for the Spudders. Very interesting. How far back?
Yeah, why would you line up, you know, 4 or 5 linebackers that far off the line of scrimmage?
I think they're very confident in their defensive line and how big they are. They're getting penetration. And then their linebackers, and then you've got your DBs out here far. That gives them flexibility on where to rally to the ball. First down Fake handoff, rolling out again to the right. This is one of the most successful plays. He's going for the corner again. He's going to pick up about
Just
5 yards.
I mean, they could do that time to time. Eventually, Ridgefield's going to adjust and put a stop to it. But for now, I mean, keep exploiting the fact that they're playing, 6-7 yards off the line. I mean, why not?
In the first half, when he would roll out, he'd get caught, but I don't think he was committing. He was committing now more to the run, where he was trying to still find somebody downfield, and then he was losing his speed, and he'd get caught. Right now, he's committing to it and picking up 5 yards. So, 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4. We got Twins right here.
Well, that guy up
Another
on top,
handoff, fake handoff, and then he's going to go to the flat. Going to pick up the first down and more.
That's
looks like Ridgefield's trying to pull that that ball loose. Adam Moreno.
Oh, that's right.
Moreno, as the announcer says. He knows him better than you do. 6'2", 215-pound senior.
His dad told me he's planning on walking on at a couple different schools. And
who are we talking about?
Wedenya.
All right, so 1st and 10 for Columbia River. This is their cleanest drive of the night so far, I would say.
Don't be jinxing him now, Dan. Don't be jinxing him.
Yep, there's a handoff off tackle, number 18. Nicholas Aino.
I mean, look at this. Like you said, this is their most successful drive, and what have they done? They've just chipped away. 5 yards, 3 yards, 6 yards, 5 yards. I mean, that's
they are mixing. They are definitely mixing it up.
High percentage passes. I mean, that's what they need to keep doing.
I wonder if Ridgefield will have to bring their linebackers closer to the line of scrimmage. Adjustments versus adjustments. Columbia River may have the most cheerleaders I've ever seen in the school. All right, 2nd and 6. Faked handoff, rolling out. He's going to try to get the edge.
Nice spin
that
move.
leads 2 tackles. Very close to a first down. I think
more
we're
yards.
marking it. I think it is a first down.
Whitehouse
says yes. It's a first
it
down.
is.
And a first down by your quarterback, number 4.
There hasn't been a single penalty on this drive, neither team, which is the first time I think we've seen that.
Well, you're not kidding. I just noticed that. How many cheerleaders do they have? That's like the
many.
whole student body.
Many. All right, you see in the background there, the kid on the crutches there, number 7. That's the Kier kid, Kyra. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I really wish I did. I know he was supposed to be a key player for them this year. But I feel bad for him. Senior, he don't get a second chance.
Get the tailback checking the play here.
1st and 10. There's a handoff. Trying to Yep. Ridgefield rallies to the ball that time, and that goes nowhere.
We got 2nd or 3rd?
I believe 2nd down. That was Nicholas Ianello. He was trying to get the corner and couldn't. They gave him 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8 for Columbia River. 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. 5 minutes into this drive, the opening drive of the 2nd half. In the huddle. Back in the pistol formation here. Straight back to pass in the flat, wide open. He drops the ball. Victor Flores is going to feel bad about that one.
Oh man, it was a well-executed play. Very well executed.
He's got to shake it off.
I think that's the old, the classic run before you catch it routine.
Exactly.
I mean, he had a lot of real estate in front of him too. I mean, that was going to be a good 10, 15
Ryan
yards.
Hoochkick was in defense there, and if he could have got past him after catching the ball, it would have been a touchdown. So 3rd and 7. So here, after Columbia River moving the ball every play, and now it's very critical for them. Rolling out to the left. Oh, he falls down, and he is down. Loses his footing.
Oh, so now you're not allowed to get back up after that, is that right?
Nope, that's a loss of 5 yards. Suddenly, a very
probably
promising.
pushed him out of field goal range as well.
Yes, I think they're going to go for it here.
Yeah, you almost have to.
Either have to go for it, or I would do a pooch kick if I was going to punt it. This type of quarterback, pretend he's going to run a play, and then this.
Why do you think that is, Dan? Why do you think that just big picture curiosity? Why do you think that is? That, and he fell down, right? And he easily could have gotten up and continued to play, but why is it a safety thing? I mean, why do they?
It's always been that way as far as in high school and college. I know the pros. I think the pros just want to get more action. They're actually going for it here. 4th down.
Oh boy!
You can get away if you can turn the corner here. You got to pick up a block.
Oh boy!
He gets half of it back, so the ball is going to go over to Ridgefield. So Ridgefield bends but does not break. Columbia River had something going there. Well, they could not sustain it.
At the ball at the 25, I mean, it's the equivalent of a kickoff. It's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, it's too bad that they squandered, the first half or the second half possession. But again, still a one-score game. I know we keep saying that, but given how good of a team Ridgefield is, it's actually quite surprising that it's this close.
So this will be Ridgefield's first possession of the second half, taking the ball over on the 26-yard line here, their own 26, 5:54 left in the third quarter. There's a handoff off the left guard. That goes for quite a nice play for Ridgefield. Gain of 9. Actually, no, that's a gain of 12. My goodness, they're getting the first down. The angle here we have was tough to tell where the ball was down.
Yeah, Columbia's got to be wrapping them up quicker than that. It killed them in the first half. I mean, the yards after initial contact were very lopsided between the two teams.
Ridgefield looking over to the sideline for the play. Very deliberate here.
I don't imagine the quarterback's helmet is not right.
No, only pros do that. Maybe Canadian football, but I don't know. It's a pass to number 5. It's a nice play there. 6-yard gain. Somebody lost a helmet. 15 lost a helmet. That's Reese Mickle on the tackle, losing the helmet there. Michael?
Yeah.
So they gave him 8 yards. This angle is very tricky to figure out how many yards they give him at the beginning.
Where we're at the 45.
So, second down and 2. You got Logan DeBeaumont, the sophomore quarterback, back there in the shotgun. Hands the ball off. Panko. He picks up the first down. Ridgefield asserting itself on the line of scrimmage.
That's a big kid. Is that 62 that ran the ball there?
That was 33, Davis Panko.
Oh, okay.
The bell cow for Ridgefield, for the Spudders. If he's not running, it's Connor Delamarter. First down, Ridgefield from the 49 of Columbia River. 4:52 in the running clock here. Another inside dive. Keeps going. That is a gain of 6 yards. Ridgefield pounding the ball down the throats of Columbia River here. That's Panko again. He gets up. He's limping. He's calling for a sub.
That's too bad. He's having a heck of a game.
Yep. Replaced by big guy, Connor Delamarter. He's listed at 197. He looks bigger than that to me. Senior, number 45. Second and 4, long 4, another inside handoff. He breaks the tackle, dragging Columbia River with him. He picks up a first down, a gain of about 7.
Well, he does not run like a 197-pounder. That was a solid run right there. He had three River, Columbia River guys hanging on him the whole time.
Running behind Matt Kinswaw, the senior lineman. He's very stout, 63.
Columbia needs to step up here.
First down again for the Spudders. Ridgefield has the ball at the Columbia River 37. Another inside handoff, and that goes for another chunk of 5-6 yards there. If Columbia River can't figure out an answer for this, they are going to get worn down very quickly. Remember in the first half, Ridgefield kept having penalties and fumbling the ball and shooting themselves in the foot. So far, they haven't done that.
Keep your eye on that number 50 on Columbia River, Keegan Davenport. 6'3", 195. You can just watching him the way he moves around. He's got an eye for it.
The outside backer there.
Yeah. He's just quick. He's just got the
oh. Dangerous. The ball goes off the hands of Ty Schneider of Ridgefield. The ball was up in the air for a very long time. And you see the Columbia River coaches there. Get there.
That's exactly what they need. They need a turnover to keep this thing, keep that momentum.
So this is a huge play here for both teams. It's 3rd and 7. I have to imagine if Ridgefield doesn't pick up the first down, that they'll go for it on 4th down. So punt doesn't really do much.
I think this is a pass play all day long here. Nope.
Another handoff off the right tackle, and that is a first down.
It's going to be
very close. Very close. Whitehouse says it is a first down.
Yep, they gave it to him.
First down, Spudders.
I don't think we've had one measurement tonight.
They rarely measure. Trying to keep the game going. If it's close, the benefit of the doubt goes to the offensive team, unless it's a critical end of the half or end of the game. I've done chain gang. It's fun. I love doing chain gang.
All right.
High school. It's the best seats in the house. Best seat. The only bad part about it is
you get hurt if you're not paying
Well,
attention.
you can. But the tough part about it is so when I did it for Hawkinson, I was on the opposing team side doing the chain, and so you have to keep you have to keep your mouth shut, obviously, but you have to hear the other team say bad things about your team. Columbia River rallies to the ball there on first down. Very short gain for the Spudders. The other hard thing is you hear the coaches of the other team, discussing strategy.
Sure.
And you're you desperately would like to be able to tell your team what. Of course you can't. You just do it, but you feel like a spy.
Yeah. The one time I was on the field, it was an NFL game. It was a preseason game in Jackson, Mississippi. It was the Philadelphia Eagles, and I don't remember who the other team was. Might have been the Tennessee Titans, but this might have been back in the Houston Oilers days. But anyway, it was mid-90s, and I remember the biggest thing I remember from being on the sideline and right in the action was you got to keep your head on a swivel because when those guys come at you and they're going full bore, these guys are just.
We've got a whistle here. What do we have? It's like Ridgefield timeout. Ridgefield 1:16 left in the third quarter.
Boy, we already played that much. Wow.
Yes, a lot of runs. The clock doesn't stop. So they must not have liked what they saw, feeling this is a critical play. 2nd and 8 in the third quarter here in this close game. So they must have got the line of scrimmage and said, you know what, we got to do this. Hey folks, Vancouver Public Schools is committed to equity for all of its students, families, and staff members. And you have a chance to hear about its policies and actually offer feedback. So next week, the district is offering several webinars you can attend. One's on October 18th and then another one on October 21st. The first webinar will be recorded if you need to watch it later, if you want to watch it again. So to see the full schedule, all you have to do is head to vansd.org. That's vansd.org, and you'll see a link to a lot more information. So again, October 18th and October 21st for these webinars to get your input. Coming out of the timeout, 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9. Spudders with the ball, passing the ball, complete. That is a first down and more.
Yeah, they're giving them too much space. In the red zone like that, you gotta press. It's way too much space.
Jacob Braunstein on the receiving end there, number 15, senior 6'4" wide receiver. Nice to have a 6'4" target. Ball is now down to the 8. We have another stoppage here, a little bit of confusion. Maybe they're waiting for the play to come in. I guess it's not confusion, they're just waiting for the play. So it's first and goal at the 9-ish. Actually, exactly the 9. De Beaumont back, hands off to Panko again, right up the middle.
All right.
Columbia River is pointing. What is Columbia River asking for? Do they think they got a fumble? Two of the players are pleading with the near side referee.
I think they want a hold call, it looks like. I can't tell.
So let's looking at the replay here. Can we figure out what they were pleading for? Yeah, the ball comes out. But after he hit the ground, it happened so fast, you would have need to have bionic eyes or do a replay. Yeah, Columbia River.
Second or third? Second and 6, okay.
Second and goal here. Ridgefield trying to widen the gap. Go back to pass, looking for the corner. Jump ball, is he in?
He is.
Nope, they're saying he dropped it.
Ooh.
The yellow line of the soccer field makes it hard to figure out where the back of the end zone is. He would have been in, but
I thought he held on to it. Here's the replay. Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it came down and it popped out of there.
I think the DB had something to do with that. That's good.
Why is the crowd booing? Do we know why the crowd is booing?
I don't know.
Third and goal.
Big play right here.
From the 7-yard line. Ridgefield trying to score here. Inside handoff, off to the right tackle. Panko is very close, and he is in! Touchdown, Ridgefield Spudders. Number 33, Davis Panko, the senior, with his third touchdown of the game.
Wow.
De Beaumont handing the ball off right in the middle. He follows the right side, lead blocker, and then got a 58 out there in front of him looking for somebody to block. And Columbia River cannot rally to the ball and get there in time.
That kid is having a lights-out game.
So, for the extra point, Giuseppe Gagliardi. Kick is up. Kick is good.
Oh, he did get it. Okay.
So, the number 2 ranked undefeated Ridgefield Spudders stretched their lead to 14, 21-7, with 15 seconds left in the third quarter. Columbia River's got to be sick because they were driving down. Things were looking great. They could have tied it, and then they self-destructed. Ball goes back to the Ridgefield, and Ridgefield methodically goes down the field, running the ball mostly right down the gut of Columbia River, and starting to wear them down.
You make a great point. I mean, it's just in those last two exchanges. I mean, how quickly the momentum shifted, because Columbia. I mean, they like you said, just methodically chipping away 5 yards, 7 yards. They had, they weren't able to punch it in, but boy, Ridgefield just came roaring back, and it's what's the kid that's had 3 touchdowns?
Panko. Davis,
yeah,
Panko.
Man, that kid is. They got to find a way to contain him if you're going to stay in this thing.
Yeah, he's listed at 171. I think he's beefier.
I'm not buying it.
All right, the kick is good. Another high kick down to the 5-yard. Oh boy, that's a live ball. That is a live ball, folks.
You got to get that.
That's a live ball. What's he doing?
That is a big.
That
mistake.
is a huge mental error. I don't know. Oh boy. That is a huge mental gap.
It's under pressure. Because there's a difference right between the kickoff and the punt. On a punt, you can let that go.
I think he thought it was going to go into the end zone, and because they changed the rule when I played football, there was a live ball all the way to the end zone. You could run down there and make a touchdown, and he just kind of. And so maybe he got confused because they changed the rule, and so if it stays outside the end zone, then it's a live ball, and I think he had a mental glitch there.
That's tough.
On the rules.
That's tough. He's not gonna.
I don't know why he, in doubt. If he was in doubt, he should have covered it.
Yeah.
Okay, after the big blunder by Columbia River, Ridgefield knocking on the door to blow this open. The big guy going around the right side. Touchdown, Ridgefield.
Ouch.
Number 45, Connor Delamarter. His first touchdown of the day. Remember, it's the little things, and sometimes it's the big things.
You cannot spot, one of the top-ranked teams in the entire state 2 quick touchdowns to start off the second half. That's just not going to work.
Elijah Agriano tried to get there for the linebacker for Columbia River, but Ridgefield already had the edge there. It's like deja vu. We were just doing this. How many seconds ago? 7 seconds ago?
Yep. 28-7.
So I believe Ridgefield scored with 15 seconds left in the third quarter, and now they score. It took them 7 seconds to score, something like that.
Oh, yeah,
I
just feel for that kid because that stings, And,
Yep.
and everybody on your team knows what happened. You know what happened. The coach knows. Everyone in the stands knows what happened. And it's just, in the moment, your brain is racing. Do I get on it? Do I let it go? Because.
Right.
And in his defense, that ball took a weird bounce and just kind of did a little spin there. Normally physics would have taken that ball into the end zone, but it kind of died there on the 3 or 4 yard line, and
he was obviously
confused. He froze.
He was obviously confused. Well, so maybe he can redeem himself right here. Long kickoff return. He's on the kickoff return team. I see him down there. He's back out there, number 21.
No, and good for the coach for sending him back out there. Don't bench him. The kid had a minor, not a minor, a big mental error, but don't sit him down. I'm glad that he's getting him back out there and get the mistake behind him.
Yep. And
I would love to see him have a big run back right now. That'd be huge.
This kind of thing makes you stronger, right? A lot of life lessons we always learn, and this is why we play the game and what we do. All right.
Here's
shorter
his chance.
kick. Here he comes with the ball. He does have it. Full speed ahead. There we go.
All right, good job.
Takes the ball back to the 30, so I'm glad he got to do that. And we have a hurt player down for Columbia River.
I can't quite get the number
No, these
here.
binoculars you brought, Matt. I think you need to go buy some new binoculars.
Oh, those have been sitting on the windowsill in the living room for a decade now.
I can tell. This is our first injury of the evening. I believe this is brand new turf this year. It might have been last year, but I think this is brand new turf. The good voters of the Vancouver School District passed their bonds and levies. And
is this one of the nicer fields in Clark County?
The turf, yeah.
Battleground, where you and I play our little pickup games. That's a pretty nice field. The drainage in particular.
All right. Is that number 15 being carried off?
Oh, boy. I'm going to carry on. That's not good.
No, that is not good.
Yeah, it's number 15.
That's
Reese Michael.
Oh, yeah, Reese Michael.
That's too bad. He's having a good game, too.
He is having a good game. I feel like he's probably their leading receiver. That is a shame. All right, 3 seconds left in the third quarter. Columbia River needs something to start going here from the ball from the 31-yard line. Inside handoff, up in the gut. Gains 3 yards as we end the third quarter. So at the end of the third quarter, Ridgefield 28, Columbia River 7. And it is make or break time for Columbia River if they want to get back in this game.
Stranger things have happened. You saw how quickly Ridgefield put back-to-back scores on the board, and at this level, these things can happen. They can change quickly. So let's see if they.
Announcement we want to tell you about, folks. We want to take a moment to recognize the students that are working on tonight's broadcast. And most of them are kids in the district's video production programs, and they're learning about careers in TV. So in addition to the students on the cameras tonight, like that gentleman there, we have more back at the control room. They are directing, they're running replays, graphics. There they are.
There's the booth.
Yep. They're doing audio. Look at that set that they've got there, that setup. So over the course of the year, the students from at least 8 middle schools and the high schools, they participate in all of this. And there's another cameraman. I want to thank to all the students for giving their time and bring local sports to our community. And we always say in the TV business, if it looks easy, that means that people are working really, really, really hard. If it looks hard, it means that we are not doing our job. And these kids and Nick Bowles, their director, makes it look easy. And they're just doing an amazing work. I can't tell you how difficult it is to pull off a production like this in the professional level. To do it at a high school and middle school level.
Oh, it's going deep.
All right, going deep, trying to get something back, fighting over
PI.
the ball.
That's PI. Oh, how do you not call that? Ouch. That's tough. That's tough.
So Victor Flores there, he wanted PI or a holding or something. I'm going to disagree with you. I thought they were both fighting for the ball, and I thought that was good defense, but...
agree to disagree, Mr. Stilken. Agree to disagree.
We're going to agree to disagree.
Did we see the replay already?
I don't think so. Yeah, Columbia River trying to snatch some momentum back right away.
Well, good for them for going for the home run ball, because they got to get something going. They got 1 quarter to make up.
We missed a play. It's already 3rd down, so we must we're chatting away and missed a play. So 3rd and 7 here. Going to pass again, rolling out. He's going to try to run for it. He's going to get very close, depending on the angle. They're marking him at the 42. Yeah, I think he got it. He did get it based on that spot. White Hat says it is a 1st down, Columbia River.
He's quick. Adam Watts is a quick kid. He's got a good arm, too.
Is that what they used to say about you in Sitka?
That's right.
Sitka, Alaska?
Right. We didn't have football. I was always disappointed. We had baseball.
You were a pitcher, right?
I was a pitcher.
And University of Portland, you're a pilot?
Portland Pilots.
How hard could you throw the ball?
I could get into the
60.
I could get into the low 90s on a good day with the wind at my back, and but I had no control at that velocity.
All right, rolling out to the right. Watts throws to Adam Hirenia, who gets 4 yards. Ridgefield trying to stand him up and strip the ball. So 4-yard gain on 1st down. 11 and a half minutes left in this game. Columbia River desperately needs to score here. Down 3 touchdowns.
Well, I'm glad to see him airing it out. I mean, these inside handoffs are not going to get it done. Not being down by this many touchdowns.
Live by the pass, die by the pass. Yeah, when you have to go away from your game plan, not good. So, Ridgefield hasn't won an outright league championship since 2003. And if they can win the next 3 games, including this one, they will do that. And these players weren't even born then.
Isn't that crazy?
2003, that sounds like to me like
yesterday.
Yeah, but they weren't even born, and so this is
creeping up on 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's painful.
You used to have abs back then, right?
Now you just have an ab.
An ab. I got one big ab. 3rd down again, 3rd and 7.
This is an important play here. They're still on their side of the field. They've, I don't know if you're in 4-down territory just yet, but they've got to get something going here.
Right. Looks like they're going to blitz. Nope. They fall out of it. Going back for the pass in the flat. Oh,
jeez. Boy, that was it too. That was almost a 1st down. Careful now. Don't get yourself as unsportsman.
Yeah, Victor Flores with the drop there. It's a second.
He's had a good game. Yeah. He's had a good game too. It's too bad he couldn't have held that.
Yeah, it's a second drop of the
night.
night.
That ball boy is hustling more than anybody.
4th down.
Looks like
they are going for it.
Yeah, you almost have to at this point.
Right, down 3 scores and running clock, and actually clock's not running. Yeah, Columbia River saying, well, what are we waiting for? We got to do this now, or it's not going to happen. You've got twins on each side. Spread formation, back to pass. Plenty of time. He's bails on the play. He's running, and he comes up well short of it. 4th down.
Right at midfield.
Yeah, he gained about half of it. Ball goes over on downs. Turn it over to the Spudders. They're going to have great field position here at the 48-yard line with the opportunity to really put this game out of reach. And, Ridgefield averages 39.5 points a game, and at the pace they've stepped up here in the second half, they may get there.
Well, we'll see if the Rapids D can step up and help out the offense a little bit with a quick turnover.
Yeah. If you are Columbia River, do you start blitzing more?
I just don't know what the answer is. I mean, you know, Ridgefield's done a good job of you know, spreading it out and yeah. See, they got to wrap up on that initial.
Big gain there by the Ridgefield, number 5.
I mean, all those yards after
Schneider.
Yeah, the yards after that initial contact were absolutely killing them.
Yeah, the DBs there for Columbia River playing off. I don't know that you can afford to do that much longer here. Getting a lot of space to a big body like number 5, 6'3", and turn around and catch that and then break a tackle. And Columbia River's going to have to start taking some chances, sending some blitzes.
Is that Reese Michael up and walking around again? You know, after carrying him off the field, it was a little
15
yeah.
for Columbia River.
Yeah.
We got a handoff up the middle to Panko. He gains 4 on first down. Now 2nd and 6. We've got another Columbia River player hurt. Clock stops. That is number 45, grabbing his calf. Blake Whitworth, sophomore. Yeah, he was down right away. So Ridgefield won a co-championship back in 2005.
How does that work?
The identical records with somebody else.
They don't have a chance to square off and to determine.
I guess not.
Yeah.
So 2003 was the last time they were. All right, coming off the field there, good to see. Number 45, Elijah.
A little bit of a limp, but seems to be doing all right.
He's young, shake it off.
Oh, that's right. Rub some dirt on it.
Whereas you and I would be down for a very long time.
Workman's comp.
We're trying to convince our wives to take care of us.
That's right. Ring the bell.
All right, Ridgefield, 2nd and 6. 10 minutes left in this game. Trips right. One out to the left, spreading Columbia River out. Makes it difficult for them to blitz. Passing here, wide open, number 5. Touchdown. Wow. Touchdown, Ridgefield. Ty Schneider, the senior, with the touchdown. 34-7, Ridgefield over Columbia River.
You know, it's a great pass, great catch, and well executed. I'm just surprised to see him throwing it, you know, at this point, you know, being up by 4 scores. You think they'd just kind of run, just smash mouth up the middle and bleed out the clock. But, you know.
It was a nice loft on the ball by Logan DeBeaumont. Made it very easy for his receiver, Ty Schneider, to catch it.
You know, and in their defense, I mean, this is a chance to kind of work on some of those other plays, you know, because you only got a couple games left before.
Kick is no good. That's our first PAT miss of the night. So 34-7, 9:55 left in the fourth quarter as the number 2 ranked Ridgefield Spudders are pulling away from the Columbia River Rapids. Yeah, the momentum is completely swung all the way.
It's interesting. I mean, just at the beginning of this second half, I mean, 1 score, 7 points, you know, and now it looks like it's a complete, well, it is a complete blowout at this point.
And that's what the better teams do. They wear you down. I mean, you can hang for a while, you can hang for a while, you can hang for a while.
But it's interesting, just in that one series, you know, with Columbia River, you know, chunking away, and they didn't, you know, get any points out of it, and then just, you know, Ridgefield comes roaring back, and they haven't looked back since. That was the moment.
Well, maybe Columbia River can get a big return here. Back deep to receive for them is Victor Flores and Mason McCluskey. And to kick off is Landon.
Looks like Ty Schneider. Oh, no, you're right.
Well, is it Landon Kelsey?
You're right. I was reading the number wrong. There's a late hit.
Is there a flag down?
No.
No flag down?
Mason
McCluskey with the
return
return
all the way
there.
to 30, no.
Columbia River takes over on the 31-yard line. They need some magic, folks. They need something here to celebrate. Got to pass the ball. Ridgefield knows they have to pass the ball.
I'm curious to see what Ridgefield does with their defense, if they're going to, have all those linebackers off the ball like they were a couple series ago.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 6 guys, all 5 yards off the ball.
Just rushing 3.
Man in motion here and fly sweep. Nope, we've got a counter handoff.
Wow,
He just runs right into a big forearm.
Yeah, I just don't understand that play call. I mean,
remember how many flags we had in the first half? Have we had a single flag in the second half?
Again, don't be jinxing us, knock on wood, but I don't think we've had a flag in the whole second half.
All right, you want to do your best Tony Romo and try to predict what play they're going to run based on the formation you're seeing?
Let's see here. Well, they're all checking their wristbands to, so it's, I'm guessing it's a play they don't run very often. Timeout.
We have Oshel. What happened? 53 is being sent off. Does he have a wardrobe malfunction or something? Did he lose his...
He seems upset. I don't know
very
what's
upset. Jacob Booth. No, I'm sorry. Nicholas Hutchinson.
Well, there's no penalty on it. I don't know why they.
I don't know.
Why they went. Yeah, interesting.
Does he have to have his helmet fixed or something?
Okay, Fag rolls out down. Oof.
Yeah, great defense.
Nice tackle.
Yeah. Great defense by Matt Lewis there at Ridgefield.
6'5", 203. He's a big kid. Tight end and a linebacker.
Yeah, he got out there quick. It did not fool him. Columbia River suddenly 3rd and long. Are they going to have to throw it downfield here? Do you start going for big chunks, or just got to get? I guess you. I mean,
and what do you do? I mean, if you don't convert on this 3rd down, do you go for it? I mean, you almost have to. But then if you don't convert, you're teeing them up for.
You are teeing them up.
Exactly. Suddenly they're in the 40s, and it just looks embarrassing the next morning in the paper.
Back to pass. Pass complete. Not nearly enough for the first down.
Yeah, he's only about 3 yards short, maybe 2 yards short. So this is manageable.
Pass complete to Julian Morales. No, Satchel Basket, a junior. 4th and 2. They're going for it here. They're leaving the quarterback in. Punt team not going out there. 8 minutes left in the game. So 4th and 2.
What do you think, Dan?
Well, if I were them, I would...
don't say inside handoff.
No, I would do a bootleg, get the quarterback out in space.
Well,
maybe try to have your tight end direct.
That's where they're having their most success, is when you set that kid free. Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
No, you can still
get
throw it.
Space.
There it is.
And he gets the first. Yeah, that's enough for the first down.
I think you got it.
That is enough for the first down by a half yard. White hat says yes. 1st and 10, Columbia River.
All right. Just for morale, let's see him punch one in here.
The 87 put a lick on him there.
Yeah, he did. That was a shot.
Lewis again.
I felt that one a little bit too.
We'll get you massaged one.
Matt Lewis, a senior? What is he? He's
Matt Lewis is a senior.
Imagine when he puts some bulk on that 6'5" frame, man.
Right.
He's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
1st and 10, 7 minutes left in the game. Columbia River trying to get some magic here. Back to pass. Plenty of time. Throw. He had his receiver open for a bit, but he just put way too much air under it. Satchel Basket was trying to catch up to that.
He's getting enough time. I mean, you got to hand it to the offensive line for Riverview, or for Columbia River. They're giving him enough time, especially on those design rollouts. I don't know if his receivers aren't getting open with their routes, but the longer pass just hasn't been there tonight for Columbia River.
Again, very hard to throw the football at high school level. Very hard. 2nd and 10 now for Columbia River. Ridgefield putting a lot of people back in pass protection.
Oh boy.
That play blows up.
Oh.
And we've got a penalty marker. Is that going to be a holding? A face mask?
Looking like a hold.
Pointing, initial indication as he pointed towards Ridgefield. Maybe a face mask? I don't know. The far line judge pointed towards Ridgefield. Yep, face mask against Ridgefield. So that'll be a first down and 15 yards.
They don't have the different varieties, the 5-yard variety. The 15. No, they did away with that, didn't they, at the pro level? I think it's just a 15 and that's it. There is no.
So they not get an automatic first down with this? I guess they don't. Huh, I just learned something. So 15 yards was 3rd and 18.
So
now
it's
it's
4th
or 2nd and 18.
No,
so now they
3rd and 2. Okay.
3rd and 2. I thought that came with an automatic first down.
Interesting. Okay.
Now it's 2nd down. They're saying the board says 3. The line. Yeah, somebody's confused about what down it is. I'm going to go with the guys on the sidelines. It says 2nd down. All right, a sweep play here, and that doesn't go anywhere. Actually, they get him back to the line of scrimmage.
Boy, 63 has just been all. Matt Kinsaw has been all over the field tonight.
Large kid.
He's quick too. I mean, for a 6'2", 280, the guy can move. Nearly 300 pounds, and he's just flying all over the place. And look at him, he's ready. He's just lined up on the ball. He's ready for the next one.
All right, 3rd and 2. 2nd and 2. Now it's 3rd and 2.
It's a big play for Columbia River.
Yeah, only 6 minutes left here in the game. Game is about out of reach here. Man in motion, handoff off left tackle.
There you go.
It breaks through for a nice gain. Almost 10 yards on that. Maybe actually got 11. First down, Columbia River, still with a little bit of life. Make this score respectable. At this point, Columbia River is
a solid run, man. That's
Columbia River at this point, I think, is looking on things to build on for next week.
Hayden McDonald.
So half of the Columbia River cheerleaders disappeared, so I don't know where they went. There's still a ton of them, but about half
twice as many as the opposition.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right. Parents, the school district is now offering free optional COVID-19 testing. For now, the testing is available at the Jim Parsley Center near the Boys and Girls Club from 8 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon, Monday through Friday. That's 8 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon, Monday through Friday. Toward the end of the month, school-based testing will begin. Also, all non-vaccinated middle and high school athletes will be required to be tested twice weekly to be able to continue to compete. For all testing, parental consent is required. For all testing, parental consent is required. Okay, back in action here. 1st and 10, 5.5 minutes to go. Columbia River would desperately like to score and end this game on a high here. 3 receivers out right. Back to pass, into the flat. Can you pick up a block or two? Sputters, boy, they rallied to the ball there. They shut that down, got through the 2 blockers, and only picked up 2 yards, maybe 1 yard. Yeah, they only gave him 1 yard on that. Still think you need to get that quarterback out in space.
2nd and 9 from the 40. Yeah, that's where they're having their most success, when they get him rolling. And
yeah, Ridgefield is dropping so many guys in pass protection. It's hard for him to just drop back.
The space they're giving him too on the DBs.
Hand off right tackle.
There it is. There it is.
Some nice blocking there.
Nice run.
About a yard short of the first down. That is one of their nicest runs of the evening.
It was Caden McDonald again. Caden McDonald. What do we got, 3rd and 1?
We got 3rd and 1. So I'm going to guess, let's see, You got two downs to make this. Either traditionally they've been running up the gut, but that's just a time waster at this point.
You need.
I say get the quarterback out in space again. Give him a run pass option. Nope, it's handoff, off tackle, and he's going to be.
I don't think he got it.
That spot is very close. It looks like he's about
he
6 inches short from the near side judge. The far side judge looks like he gave it to him, so I don't know who they go with.
Well, I got to believe they're going to go for it regardless. But
4th down, yeah. I think Columbia River's like, wait a second. The coach is like, excuse me? I think it's a 1st down. The coach is not happy.
I don't think we've seen a quarterback sneak yet this evening, have we?
No, we haven't.
All right, well, this might be the.
And you're not going to see one.
Well, that's true. It's not under center rounds.
Yeah, it's never under center. We haven't seen any under center here. Ridgefield showing the blitz. Do they blitz or are they going to back off? Is this a feint? It is.
There it is.
And it's a. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Ridgefield, man, they blew that up. Blew it up.
Wyatt Bartroff.
I think they should have. I think Columbia River should have gotten the quarterback out in space and given him options.
Yeah, that was too bad.
All right, the ball goes over to the Ridgefield Spudders with just 3 minutes to go in the game, and they are up 34-7.
From the 35.
And they will try to methodically go down the field here and put more points on the board. At this point, they are 5.5 points under their yearly
39, you said.
average. 39 and a
right?
half.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes. For all the betting line people.
That's right. Now, is there considered any etiquette at the high school level where once the game's out of reach to kind of take your foot off the gas a
yes,
little
and
bit?
if it's really out of reach, then it's a running clock, but we're not to that point. But yes, there's etiquette, and then not talking about this game, but coaches have grudges, and there's coaches that like each other and don't like each other. And a big play here by Cowley. Nice blocking for him to go up the middle. Isaiah Cowley with a nice run. A 15-yard gain.
Not a big kid, but he runs well. 5'8", $160.
He looks bigger than that too. I wonder if Ridgefield's undervaluing the size of their players. Some coaches make the players bigger, and some make them smaller. .248 and running. 1st and 10 from the Columbia River 48-yard line. Sophomore de Beaumont hands the ball off to Cowley, who's in the backfield. So this is the first series, I believe, that we've seen Cowley playing running back. It's been Panko and Delamarter.
Boy, that's just been the theme for Columbia River defense. They have had trouble wrapping up on that initial contact. It's just killed them the whole game. They've been there. They've been on the ball, but they're just not. They're not finishing and completing the tackle.
2nd and 3. 2nd and 3 from the 41-yard line. Another handoff to Cowley. He gets the 1st down. So I don't know Ridgefield teams well enough to know whether Cowley gets a lot of time at running back, or this is a new wrinkle they're trying to test out.
He's a junior, right?
Yep. He is a junior. Panko's a senior, and so is Delamarter. So we're seeing the future. Yeah. And then Ridgefield's got a sophomore quarterback and another sophomore quarterback, so they seem to be set at quarterback for a while. Question is, can you win a state championship with a sophomore quarterback? And so far, de Beaumont's done very well. Another handoff to Cowley. He tries to break some tackles. Columbia River rallies to the ball.
He just keeps churning, man. That's great.
Minute 15 left. Clock is counting. Will Columbia River? They're not going to throw the ball anymore. So can Columbia River keep them out? And can Spudders put one more in the end zone?
Now, do you think their choice to not throw it anymore is based on etiquette or just based on wanting to?
Yes, I think it's etiquette.
Okay.
Yes, I think it would look poorly. It would be a bad move to be airing the ball out. And there's no urgency here. They're not racing to the line. Work on some blocking, work on running the ball, running the clock out.
Cowley once again.
He's going to get the first down there and a little bit more.
Boy, he just will not go down.
No.
He's exciting to watch. I mean, the kid is spinning and, his legs just keep pumping the whole time.
There's time for one more play. The clock has stopped for the moment to reset the chains. Now the clock is winding. So will Ridgefield run another play, or will this be it for the game?
Looks like they're just going to go into victory formation here.
All right, and there it is, victory formation. That is the last snap of the game. And Columbia River hung tight for quite a while and gave Ridgefield a game, but in the end, the bigger, faster, stronger team prevailed. The Ridgefield Spudders stay undefeated, now move to 7-0 overall and 5-0 in the 2A Greater St. Helens League. They are now one victory away from guaranteeing a share of the league title, 2 victories away from the outright title for the first time since 2003, taking the mantle from Hawkinson. So, once again, the final score, 34-7. Let's look at some second half highlights. There is Watts scrambling out. This is something they found, Matt, in the second half. The ability to get him in space and move. There's the Beaumont with air under it, trying for the touchdown. They couldn't hold on to it. There's Panko going around the right side there.
That's his third touchdown of the game right there.
He had 3, I believe, tonight.
That's right.
And there is the touchdown
following
by Martyr. And then there's the ball nicely lofted into the end zone to number 5, Kai Schneider. And then Columbia River trying to make a comeback, getting the quarterback out of space, and couldn't get anything going. They initially, right out of halftime, they had something going, and then.
Well, like you said a moment ago, I mean, it was a game coming out in the second half. I mean, down by 1 score, they had that great first drive, and.
All right, we want to show you folks the schedule. So on Tuesday, the 19th, volleyball, Hudson's Bay versus Fort Vancouver. Then Thursday night football, the 21st, 7 o'clock, Washougal versus Columbia River. And then Friday, the 22nd, 7 o'clock, Hawkinson versus Hudson's Bay. All right here, except for the volleyball, at Kiggins Bowl. So a full week of sports brought to you by the Vancouver School District and Comcast Channel 328 and YouTube channel. So, folks, we want to thank you very much for joining us on this beautiful night at Kiggins Bowl. The game started in the 60 degrees, and it's now down about 52 degrees here at Kiggins Bowl. Just a gorgeous fall night. Very thankful to be part of this. Once again, my name is Dan Tilkin. I work for Coin TV. I anchor the 4 o'clock news. And the man to my right here, the legendary Matt Ellerding, mortgage broker extraordinaire. So
thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And we say at the end of a successful night, they can't fire us for that.
That's right.
So thank you all for being with us, and have a fabulous, fabulous weekend.
Take care.